dark storm is raging on the planet of Neptune. It has, however, reversed its direction, and scientists are unable to explain this phenomenon. Astronomers were quite surprised to see two storms on planet Neptune. It is also possible that the planet's giant storm started another one when it abruptly changed directions. The dark storm on Neptune changed directions and started moving away from almost certain death, puzzling astronomers and scientists alike. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope first detected the vortex in 2018. In 2019, the storm began drifting southward toward Neptune's equator, following the path of several storms before it. Usually these dark spots on planet Neptune live for only a few years before either vanishing or fading away. However, the storm mysteriously stopped moving south and made a sharp U-turn, drifting back northwards. At the same time, astronomers saw a second, smaller dark spot on the planet. According to astronomers, the theory is that this smaller storm may be a piece of the original vortex that broke off and drifted away from the original storm. They have expressed how excited they were about their new observations, because according to them, the smaller dark fragment is potentially part of the dark spot's disruption process. This is a process that's never been observed. We have seen some other dark spots fading away and then they're gone, but they have never seen anything disrupt, even though it's predictable using computer models. The Hubble Space Telescope has also tracked similar storms on planet Neptune over the past 3 decades. Astronomers have seen such unpredictable atmospheric behavior through the records that have been submitted by the Hubble Space Telescope. The current storm, which is approximately 4,600 miles or 7,403 kilometers across, is the 4th darkest spot that Hubble has ever tracked since 1993. This size would make this current storm larger than our Atlantic Ocean on Earth. These storms are high-pressure systems that rotate clockwise due to the planet's rotation. This is very different to the hurricanes that happen on our Earth, which are low-pressure systems that rotate counterclockwise. Typically, however, as storms drift towards Neptune's equator, the Coriolis effect that typically keeps them stable starts to weaken and the storm disintegrates. Yet, unlike past observations of storms and computer simulations, this shows that storms following a more or less straight path to the equator, this latest vortex did not migrate into its death zone. It was really exciting to see this one act like it's supposed to act, and then all of a sudden it just stops and swings back. Hubble's discovery of the smaller storm that potentially broke off from the larger vortex was also surprising for astronomers. They have called it Dark Spot JR. This junior is still quite large. It stretches 3,900 miles or 6,276 kilometers across. Although researchers cannot prove that the smaller storm broke off from the larger one, they have said it is possible that shedding that fragment was enough to stop the larger storm from continuing on towards the equator of Neptune. This latest giant storm on Neptune is the best studied so far on the planet. For instance, when Hubble first detected the storm in 2018, the telescope saw bright companion clouds around the vortex. Those clouds are now gone, having disappeared when the storm stopped drifting southward. It's possible that the lack of these clouds could reveal some secrets about how dark spots evolve and change. There is still a lot of mystery surrounding storms on Neptune. But of course, the Outer Planet Atmosphere's Legacy or OPAL program is standing by to do some detective work on solving these mysteries. But as it stands, astronomers will keep their eyes on this mysterious dark spot on Neptune. On the planet Neptune's imagery, astronomers have identified a transient dark spot and a main dark spot. This image is from the Hubble Space Telescope. It was taken by the field camera on January 7th, and it shows a second wavering dark spot wider than our Atlantic Ocean on the planet of Neptune. Neptune has some of the strangest weather in the solar system. The Sun's 8 planet holds the record for the fastest winds observed on any world, with speeds cutting through the atmosphere upward of 1,100 miles per hour, or 1.5 times the speed of sound. Scientists still are not aware how exactly this atmosphere of Neptune is so tumultuous. Their latest glimpse of Neptune provided even more reason for them to be more confused. The Hubble Space Telescope managed to identify a dark spot in 2018. It was 4,600 miles across. Since that time, it appears to have drifted towards the equator, but then it swooped back up north, according to the latest observations from the Hubble Space Telescope. It also had a smaller companion called Dark Spot JR, that scientists still believe might be a chunk that broke off from the main storm. These vortices stand out against the dizzying cerulean blue of the planet, but while they're dazzling to see, their lifespans are quite short, making them even more challenging for astronomers to study. This would not be the first time that Neptune's dark spots have behaved strangely. When the Voyager 2 spacecraft flew past the planet in 1989, it observed 2 storms. One was the original dark spot, a large vortex about the size of the Earth. It too had a companion, a smaller, fast-moving storm called Scooter. Neptune is simply a fascinating planet, a tumultuous planet that is quite similar to Jupiter. And of course, both Neptune and Jupiter are considered to be gas giants. However, if you are fascinated by these 2 storms on Neptune, leave your comments down below. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.